Hello, my fellow YouTubers, gamers, and everyone else. I'd rather be gaming than thinking about all of this and seeing what's going on. No one should have to deal with it. This will hopefully be my only ever political rant on this channel. I have been watching everything going on with the Florida school shooting story. That is all over the internet, everywhere. I'm sick and disgusted with what has been done in the aftermath of this tragedy. I grew up in a small town in New Hampshire, a town where you didn't have to lock your doors. You could leave your keys in the ignition. My parents taught me respect. I was disciplined when I got out of line. While I was in high school, during hunting season, just about everyone that went hunting had a rifle or shotgun in their gun racks in their vehicles at school. No one went on a rampage and hurt anyone else. In 1989, the Billy Bob Know Better Than Yous got legislation passed making it nearly impossible to discipline your child. That legislation has grown worse and worse since I recently read an article about a parent that took his daughter's cell phone away because he caught her uploading nude photos of herself online. This parent was arrested for abuse. The parent paid for and pays for that cell phone. Because of this is all because of this legislation. This parent can now be arrested for punishing their child by taking something away or grounding them. This is absolutely ridiculous. What gets me most is once again people are blaming objects for this tragedy. It sickens me. The weapons the shooter used were obtained illegally. The parents obviously weren't paying any attention to what this kid was doing or just didn't care. The school had warnings about this kid and did nothing. We have all these anti-bullying laws that schools blatantly ignored and just let it go on. I know this for a fact. Being a parent, I've had to deal with it with my own kids. The press, the politicians are so very quick to blame the guns for what happened. But that's the same as blaming a car driven by a drunk driver that has hit someone. Let me see them actually blame the car. No, they won't. They don't. The drunk driver gets arrested, gets due process of law. The car either gets sent to the scrapyard or fixed. The car doesn't get blamed for the accident. The same thing applies here. This kid illegally obtained firearms, and somehow his unattentive parents didn't see him bringing him into the house, nor did these unattentive parents see him leave for school with them. How does that make it the fault of the firearm? Whose fault is it really? It's the parents' fault, the school's fault, the government's fault, and the kid's fault. Stop blaming the guns for the crimes committed by them, period. Unless you are going to ban everything else that has ever killed somebody. Restrictions on buying guns do no good when they are easily obtained illegally. It's really not hard to get an illegal firearm. There are plenty of them out there. Stop blaming video games and movies for these types of things. They didn't cause someone to go and do things like this. Again, the fault lies with the parents, schools, government, and the individual. Please, for the love of all things, get that through your thick skulls. Many of these kids are out of control, and the parents are helpless to do anything about it. I myself went through dealing with an out-of-control child. I am still dealing with it. Getting help is difficult. The state and federal government have made this impossible until after the child has hurt somebody. That's pretty damn stupid. Until the government wants to repeal the laws that keep parents from disciplining their children, nothing will change. Until parents take responsibility for their children, nothing will change. The deputy sheriff that did nothing should be charged as an accessory, and so should the parents and the school officials that ignored the warnings about this kid. This kid supposedly has an $800,000 trust fund. Well, that needs to go evenly to all his victims, period. My heart and prayers go out for those that have suffered and lost in this tragedy. Maybe someone will actually listen to this rant and do something besides placing the blame on inanimate objects and lay the blame squarely where it really all belongs, on the parents, the school, the government, and the individual. I'm sorry, folks. I'm not pro-gun. I'm not anti-gun. I just believe in the Constitution, and the Constitution has been stomped on and all over for the last 11 years, 10 or 11 years now. I've had enough. Okay, I served in the military. I swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And believe me, I believe in that oath. It's an oath I've never been able to unswear and can unswear. So here's the deal. Put the blame on the individuals responsible for this tragedy. Yeah, help the families heal. But stomping all over the Constitution is not going to help anything. It's just a bunch of people puffing out their chests saying, "Oh, we can take those all away." Good luck, because they'll get them illegally anyway. There's places out there where you can buy illegal guns all day and all night long. You can even find it on the internet if you know where to look. I've been doing a lot of research on this, and quite honestly, this kid, obviously, the parents weren't paying enough attention to this kid. They obviously weren't doing their job. The school wasn't doing its job. It's just totally shocking that our hands are tied as parents, that we can't stop our kids from doing things like this. And again, I feel so bad for the kids and everybody else, that was hurt by it. But the blame belongs with the government, the schools, the parents, and this individual. And they're the ones that really should pay. The deputy, again, that deputy sheriff, he should be in jail too, because he didn't do nothing. And most of these school resource officers don't do anything. They're there as a deterrent, but it doesn't work, especially when they're too busy dealing drugs themselves. Some of them I've seen. So, and doing things they shouldn't. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, folks, thanks for listening. Again, my heart and prayers go out to those that were, to all the victims and the families and everybody there. And this will be hopefully my first, last, and only political rant on my gaming channel. Thanks for listening. Peace, everybody.